How many of you have sat down at a restaurant, looked over the menu, and decided on the vegetarian option? Quite a lot of hands. Now, for how many of you is that meal something you'd be eager to try again? Fewer, that's for sure. Not surprising. Even as a lifelong vegetarian, I struggle to find high-quality, tasty vegetarian meals, especially during my last 10 years here in Switzerland. Looking back through my phone, I found some real examples of meals that I've been offered, either at school or during ski camp. These include plain pasta, a salad, simple cooked vegetables, fake meat in the form of a hot dog, one I had to double check, or even just rice. Is this really the best we can do? I've realized there are a few misconceptions that hold vegetarian meals back. If we straighten those out, not only will vegetarians eat better, but more people might opt for a vegetarian plate too. The first misconception: just remove the meat. This is a common meal I see at school lunches. But without the main, the meal isn't very balanced or filling, especially for someone like me who's always hungry. Balanced meals should contain proportions of macros, which are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. On proteins, the recommendation is 30 grams per meal. Meals like these end up seeming more like micros, if you know what I mean. Another misconception: replace the meat with a lab-grown or plant-based version. This is something I am seeing more and more of, but here's my personal gripe. I'm often told fake meat tastes and cooks just like real meat. But as a lifelong vegetarian, how would I know what real meat tastes like? I understand that for some people, fake meat may help make the transition away from meat. But I think it's important to understand fake meat better. Companies are trying to get you to believe that fake meat is good for you, or at least not bad for you. After all, plant-based is in their name. This isn't always true. Looking at the ingredients list on some of these products, I see something highly processed with preservatives. Fake meat can contain a lot of salt, saturated fats, and even sugars. Fake meat isn't for everyone, especially those trying to eat more natural, simple, single-ingredient foods. Which brings me to my next misconception: vegetarian means only vegetables. Many people think there are limited options for vegetarians. This isn't true at all. In reality, there are many ways to include protein sources outside of meat. In fact, there are over 20 different vegetarian protein sources. When cooked well, these make great, filling, and healthy meals. Here are some examples of meals I love. Warning, these could make you really hungry. This is one even my brother can make, a caprese salad. Hard to go wrong there. Adding a couple slices of mozzarella can add 10 or more grams of protein. Different kinds of beans and lentils, which we use every day. Tofu. This is an example of one we had in Vietnam. It was so delicious, we had it 3 times in one sitting. An Indian plate with dal, one my family's been making for generations. Paneer, an Indian cheese, which is a family favorite, and we prepare with many different kinds of sauces and spices. Mexican beans and rice bowl. This one is delicious and overflowing with flavors. And finally, chickpeas and falafel, one we managed to find all over the world. When we have people over for dinner, we try and make food that is balanced and filling. our guests are often surprised at how tasty and nourishing vegetarian meals can be. The final misconception is that vegetarian meals won't be filling and will be bland. Based on some of my experiences, this actually wouldn't be wrong. But it doesn't have to be this way. As you've just seen, vegetarian meals can be delicious. Around the world, more and more people are opting out of meat in some of their meals. This is called flexitarianism. Anywhere from 1 in 4 to 40% of people identify as flexitarians. And some of you may even identify that way too. Eating vegetarian doesn't have to be an all or nothing binary choice. Every meal is an opportunity to impact your health and the planet. And the more often the vegetarian option looks delicious, the easier we make this choice. Thank you.